Hi, this is TraderLow. A couple of days ago I did a session with mainly trading Link, and I wanted to do a follow-up from that video because Link has done some amazing price action the last couple of days. Let's see. The video stopped in this area. What I was waiting for was a move above this red zone. This was important over here. I didn't want to short this retest because we already did that zone here. So a better setup is a move where we are gaining, achieving the level, going below again, and then doing a failure. So we ended up doing this later. Let's see. I didn't take this this move. The safer way to enter this is to wait for a somewhat bad close. It was a little bit sketched, but it was okay. So I played the failure here. I started layering in from here, from this top and up. I think my last entry was up here somewhere, and I had a very tight stop loss. I actually almost got stopped on this one. I was looking for a rejection in this area, and I had my stop loss above this wick, so it was very close, but that's okay. And this ended up being a really good short. I've done so many attempts to short. I've not lost money shorting like most people probably do, but because I'm taking profits early and not hanging on, shorting is okay. Link is doing proper things and rejecting proper things, so it's okay. But this short finally worked out, and we got the big move down. Let's see. I took some profits at this level. Front run it a little bit. I let her in with 3 orders, I think, in this range. This was the failure of the previous high here, so it's a nice place to do a quick wick down and gain again. But we didn't do that. We just went through, and I did this area. I did a single order here because yeah, it's not that big of a range. With profit targets, it's not that important to be accurate. Just need to get the profits. It's more important to lock it in. So it's basically this top. And I actually had a profit target down here. It's just this range, you see, with this high, and we went down and tested it again and never went below, so this was a good place. This happened while I was sleeping, so it's nice to wake up with moves working out. I actually had a triggered setup for this play because I had a setup with a close below this area. It would trigger a short in this zone. This is the previous failure, so it's a good place to reject. See, we actually played this setup here too, but at this point the orders weren't triggered yet. Actually, I can super fast show you how I do this. So let's say I want to close below 16.5, short 17.7. So I can go here, link, Okay, I can do a 0.3% risk. Start at 17.6 to 17.8. Stop loss, just don't remember what I did. Just let us do this as an example, and 3 orders. And I want to execute this. This will not sell, it will just send these orders, this ladder setup to exchange. So I want to trigger it with a close below 16.5, and I click on sell. And if a 5-minute candle closes below 16.5, this setup will be sent to the exchange. I can just preview it. So if they show me from this extremely small test account that the total amount of link will be 3, it's very low. It will show me my average price and some limits, how much my risk is in dollars, and the risk is 0.3%. So if I just would click on sell here, this would send this order to the helper tool down here. This is watching the price and the candle closes, and it will send these orders to exchange with this condition when this condition is met. So this is really nice for AFK trading. Okay, back to Link. So I got my profit targets, made a decent amount. My tool input this short, and this worked out great. Actually did this as an add to my main short, and I did a new short in a separate account also, my scalp account. And I had some profit targets. I just woke up early enough to put in this profit target, and I actually did a re-add here to the short. So it was just a failure of this zone, because if you had gone above here, this one will probably get stopped. So it was quite easy. You also see these levels over here and over here. So yeah. See, so I did my short add, and I got my profit target here. I actually did a profit target here also, I think, a very small one, at least in one of the accounts. So this was my main target. This was my expectation first, because you always take profits on the decent profits where it can bounce from, but it didn't. So I got my next profit target, and this was not the profit target. It was just a bottom temporarily. It went up. Guess I could have reshorted here, but I didn't want to make my average go down so much. So this was a perfect rejection of the same level, you see. We went down, and we finally hit my large profit target from my main short, and also for my scalp. And this one is just because it's the high wick from before, from the previous move here. So this was a nice profit target. I actually expected them to maybe go a little bit lower, and then I would find a setup to go long. So I didn't go long yet on this wick. But what I did do, because this was when I was awake, I waited for a move above here, just to achieve this level and close above. And I took the retest here, because this is kind of like this. You go down, up, new low, go above the previous local high, and then we long the retest. So these setups happen quite often. They often even happen on very small time frames. I normally do these moves on 1 to 3 minute when I'm scalping ES and NQ, so it's very nice. They sweep the low. Usually they just test a level, but that's okay. Up, test support again, previous support, and this is a great place to take a long. You can also take the inverse for a short on the top range. And you can choose if you want the stop loss below here. I usually do some in the middle here. So, but this long worked out great. I took a new scalp long. First profit target on the same level. You see this, I do it many times, use the same levels. Second profit target hit here. We went above. I could have taken a failure here, because you see we went above, below, tested the same level and went lower. We actually tested it again here, but this was a little bit too mid-range for me, so but it made sense price action wise, because we went above, rejected here. So yeah, this setup isn't super great. It would be better if we went more down first, but yeah, I don't take these mid-zone setups. In the middle here, I mostly just take profits. Let's see. So this is the 15.7 zone, and this is the 16.6. Yeah, okay. So I did a long add here on the same zone, because if you didn't hold this area, I would expect to be stopped out down here anyways. So I did a long add, not a very big one, but just mostly added back what I had taken profits on, and my average entry was somewhere in this area, I guess. So I just had my stop loss above the average entry at this point. So I got a new profit target, and here I went to sleep a little bit later here. When I was asleep, we almost stopped me out. Well, not almost, my stop was down here, but we almost, just did a higher low of this. And during the night, it also gave a good short setup, which I didn't take because I was sleeping. But it was just the same level. We in the end failed, and it gave this move down. So this move down had stopped out my long. We went to the same area first, then we went up and tested the same area, actually the bottom part of this time. Did a wick even lower up to the same area. You see the levels are extremely well respected. And then we made a new low, but this was in the area I expected a possible hold. It was still a high low, so I was quite eager to get a new long since I was stopped out. And the level I took for a real long, let's see, just use this magnet. I just took this one, so I waited for a move above. We actually even we gained these levels, and I took the retest because I had a easy stop loss. This was super close. I got a decent position size because the stop loss was very close. So I got this one down, and we did a higher low it, but we held, and then we went higher. So I took profits in the same range. I did this high. I think I laddered in from to up, all the way up here, but I started at this point, I remember, because this was the local high. So I took 2 or 3 orders here. They all ended up getting filled in the end, so it was not that important. And this area, I have a lot of confidence, and it's also pretty much the candle close here, and it's also a good level here. So my idea was that we wanted to hold this, so I did a long add here. This time I didn't add a lot, but I think I added back a little bit more than what I took profits here. And this worked out great. It held the level. We didn't want to lose this, or at least we didn't want to go below here again. So I did this level, it worked out great. I got my profit target into the same range again. And I guess it gave some sort of a short setup. I didn't take this one because it would make my average go even lower. My average was already a little bit lower than I wanted, which ended up closing my position in the end. So I added here, took profits. It held the previous zone here. It actually went a little bit lower than I wanted for a very bullish continuation. I had an idea that it should hold here. It went here, but it didn't matter. It was a mid zone, and I had no intention of buying here. So it went untested here a few times. I actually tried to short. Let's see. I was playing this move. So I wanted to wait for a move above, a move below. Went to the area I was looking for, below this failure, and I played this short, 16.6, not at this move, but on the retest here, and I got a nice profit target first, not a big move, but I got the profit target, just a high low of this and these wicks, and yeah, you see this zone. So it wasn't great, but yeah, it was okay. This ad also I didn't put it on like I took this zone just a little bit lower, and this ad actually made my average go to this area, so it wasn't stopped out here, just almost. I didn't short that or do something here, but we just held previous resistance, which is now support, and made a new high locally. It was still a good area. It was the area I expected to reject if we went above this area. This was the main failure of this. The expected failure play for this move, we did this high. Also see the wicks here that match it. So this was would be a good setup for a completely new short, but I already had my position, so it was okay. So I shorted the failure of this. Got this first profit targets, as I said. My average was now, as I said, in this area, so I got stopped here. And now this setup, I was maybe a little bit too eager to get in. It worked out, but yeah, this setup wasn't super great. I just played the retest of this after going slightly below here. So I played this short. I took a couple of profit targets down here, very quickly. I just did two. I did just the same zone here, and I did lower part of this, mostly this week's. My stop loss for this short, by the way, was let's see, 7.2. No, it was tighter than that. I used the level over here, I think. Let's see, what did I use? Yeah, I used this zone for us stop loss just above here. So it was $0.1 to $0.15 offset, I think. But in the end it worked out. I got 1 out of 2 fills here, because they front run it a little bit. So I got my profit targets. I almost got stopped here on the retest. See, they just held this higher low and a high low again. Actually, came up and test. And now I'm hoping they will reject and just dump. What I was missing on this whole zone was that the 1 hour, oh, there's a lot of text. The 1 hour actually closed quite decently. It still didn't gain, but it was a higher close, so yeah, was a little bit of a sketch of a setup, but it was the right zone, and I wanted a new short, so a new scalp short. My main short from high above is still okay. Let's just see if I can find some moves and explain how and why. So when we made this profit target and I got this short, there was not many levels. There were not many levels below here. So I wanted to hold these wicks or these wicks. So I took a profit target here. I wanted to hold this for bullish continuation. I still didn't have a long yet, so it was quite okay that I just did a lower high, and I got my short edge to the scalp. You see, first we did a small bounce of the same zone. Then they did the dump, and this is the failure of this move down, and this is the zone they will usually reject, and a close above this area would most likely mean that we at least could try to go higher, but they rejected and did a little bit of up and down. You see that they tested these wicks, held a lower high and went lower. They stopped a little bit in this zone of interest, and then they did the nice test of the levels many people were waiting for. This was the previous high, and this is the perfect setup, as I said. This is the entry you want. It has a super easy stop loss. You could do the entire range, but I just did something in this area. And for profit targets, you will want to take profits on the first proper resistance, even if it's expected that we go through this level. It's still resistance, so just take some profits, if even 10%. That's better than nothing. So this is the main resistance, and I ended up just do a small move above. It's actually, this is the failure, but this what I call a failure. This is a nice zone to test, and it did a failure to achieve. I went lower. This was the same setup as this would be if I was already long. They wanted to hold. My stop loss for this long ad was just the average entry. They could test some levels down here, so I just wanted to keep my position. If I was doing a new position, I would probably, what would I do? They did a nice test here. Yeah, this level is quite nice. Just a little bit below here I would probably do. For a better risk reward, I want to do quite tight stop losses, and Link did have some pretty nice liquidity. It looks like, because the moves are quite accurate. Usually when it's low liquidity, we get some wicks above, and it's harder to do the proper levels. From this long, I also did my. It could be that we test a little bit lower. We probably would not want to go below here. So, but I think I laddered in. I think I got half filled here, because I laddered in from here and down to somewhere in this area. So I got 1 of 2, I think, filled on this one. For the profit targets, I just do 1, just to ensure I got filled, and it's not that important. Let's see. So, we took this was actually a very bullish test to just bounce from this one. I often expect them to test the failure, which is this, or even the trend start area. We can test that sometimes, but if you do that, I want to move above and at least hold the failure. So if they go above here, maybe test this, they probably want to hold this level again, because this is the previous failure, and this should be a major resistance, and if they gain it, you want to start closing above it and hold it. So what can we expect now? Oh, I might get my next profit target. So for now we just held this. I should have a profit target in this range actually, but I didn't, I think. Now we want to reject here, or at least don't gain this area again. And then since we did a nice close, a higher low of this is not unlikely. If we start losing this level, I think we are done, because this is a nice lower high. So it's quite likely that we can go lower. Even if the close was decent, we didn't gain, we didn't achieve the start of the move here. But going above this was nice. It made it more likely to go higher, but they don't want to lose this again. So now, oh, this is quite messy. So if you start gaining, hold here and try to test the top range again. Maybe this zone again. See, it was a high before we went higher here. We can also do a new low and gain it back again. and hold here, and then hold here and go higher. But it's no point forcing anything. You see that even when I got stopped, I can just wait for a setup, and these setups are super great. Let's see if we reject here. I would at least expect a reaction of this zone. Wait to 5 minutes. So I did a little rejection. We want to break this. If you hold this, we can test higher, or even this actually, swing high low. Let's see what they do. Okay. Oh, they don't it. Let's see here. Oh, maybe. Okay. Can I hold it here? I think down is more likely, but we'll see. It's actually a decent place to bounce to. But I want to gain 16.4 quite quickly now, or it will probably go lower and do this high low here. You see that we actually had a failure setup of this zone to this high, reject, go down, high low, above. We actually bounced off my previous short area, and we rejected the same zone as previous. So if we didn't have a position or wanted to add, this was a okay spot, because if we gained above this short would most likely get stopped anyways. So that's a possible scenario. If we start going up below here, let's see, so then I would want a move below, a move above, and then I can try to long it, or they can do the inverse too, and I can get a short in this area. But then we will want to go a little bit lower first, maybe at least lose this, and when I go above and below, I will short the same level as before. So you see, they are respecting the same level, or at least zone. This one are not super accurate. The actual zone is up here for the profit targets. Yeah, or we could actually say that this is the correct level. Depends. I was not super accurate with all my entries when it didn't matter that much, as the long ad wasn't, and I didn't have to be super accurate. And for the profit targets, it's better to just front run it a little bit. So we'll see. Now they could actually try doing a move above here. So they held this, tested here again. So now they have to decide if they want to go lower, or if they will hold. Yeah, this is an okay place to hold now actually, and try to go above, and then you could do a scalp long here if you really wanted. So let's just see. Price action is sometimes a waiting game. You cannot predict far into the future, future, at least if you're playing local time frames. If you're zooming out on higher time frames, you also need to worry about the levels on higher time frames and the trend. So that one will decide the most likely direction. But it's nice to play small time frames sometimes too, because this way you can actually catch the bottom almost. Like I got my entry down here with no heat, so I did below $0.1 stop loss offset on this one, and I did a single order, and just by getting a $1 move up here, it was already a 10-1, so it was super great. Okay, we rejected. I'm not taking a trade right now, and I don't have access to my main account from this computer. This is just a VM I'm using to record in, to have a clean setup. So now see if we can do a higher low. They can still hold it, but it looks a little bit dumpy. I think Link is respecting the levels so good, either because people are using some bots now to trade it. I don't know if this is working so great because there's a lot of volume, or if it's because it's only bots. And I don't know what's the normal volume here, so if I zoom out, yeah, volume should be decent, so it's probably a mix of people and bots. But the price action is near perfect, so I haven't been able to trade a crypto like this for a long time. The only thing that could compare is most likely trading the NQ and the ES on the 1 to 3 minute, but those have a lot more of these fake outs. It's actually just the same type of setup like this on super high low time frames. It can sometimes happen within the 1 minute candle. Okay, are they holding it? They wanna try to hold it. Oh, okay. There. Okay, it's a new low. It was a perfect rejection up here, so they wanted to hold at least this. Okay, 16. I can get down here. I will get my small long ad, because if we lose this zone, we will most likely go lower. They can do fail to make a new low down here, but let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. I think I let her in this range from here to here, so I think I should have gotten one fill now. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I did this zone, jumped to this zone. Okay, let's see. This zone is now interesting. See the wicks here and the failure here, and the wicks there and the swing. They could just reject here and go even lower first and fill my entire long ad and my profit target. I think I also got one profit target. I think I used the same levels, or actually I even think I front ran it even more for the short ad. I did 3 orders here, here and here, I think. And this is just profit target for this zone. I have some more profit targets for a higher low down here, from here and down. But if you go down here, it's more likely that we do a failure setup in this range again. So we'll see. Okay, are they testing lower? So now it's, if we test down here, I move up to this range again, and maybe up this range is quite likely. And then I want to hold the high low here and try to go higher again. And then I need to achieve this zone, maybe go above, test and go higher. It's no point forcing these moves and these entries. Just wait for a setup. They happened over and over and over again. Okay. I should be fully filled soon. Okay, I got 2 out of 3 profit targets, and I still haven't got my second add to my long, I think. That one is bottom range here. I think my average should be, I think I calculated it to be below here, so it should be in this zone, even if I add it twice, because the long ads are quite small compared to the main long. This one was quite huge because of the tight stop loss. Okay, so we did go to 15.8, but I think I want this. It's looking better and better for my short, because most of this they are just scalps. My main short only got this ad, so it was from this zone. It was even a small add to my short from here. If you didn't watch my previous video, this was not what I wanted to do. Yeah. If you watch my previous video, my main short was the same type of setup again. This was not a short I took because I didn't know this was the top yet. The local top. We lost some important levels, went up, rejected this previous area, and did a high low. We wicked above, we instantly lost it. So I played the retest of this zone as a failure. So I very quickly added some orders here to short this retest of the same area. So it's the same type of setup you've seen me do many times. I actually did quite a few of them in this area. Okay, what are we doing now? Still trying to hold. We really need to gain this now and use it as support. If not, we are going lower, which is completely okay with me. I don't think we want to test this now for longs. It can hold, but I think we want to hold a higher low. And I redunked it, okay. Can we hold here, or will we just do a fail setup? Oh, we dunked below, super. Not for my longs, but for my short. I'm fully filled to my short profit target at least. So now we want to go above again, and we want to try to hold maybe do a close above here first and then try to hold this zone. And if not, they are just, yeah, see if this is enough. When is the candle close? Oh, my timer is completely wrong because my VM got a bad clock earlier. I didn't refresh because I was afraid to losing all my scribbles. Okay, let's see. Can I hold this now? So it's basically all of this. Did they do a retest on super short? Oh. At least the candle closed above for a 3-minute candle. Can I do a retest? Test up here first. Maybe here. Even here. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, now we can reject. How's the 5-minute looking? Okay, the 5-minute closed actually, it also closed above this, which is okay for longs. And for now, we tested this top zone. So let's see what we can do. I should be trading this, but I can't when I'm recording here. But I can at least tell you what I would do. And I did have some resting orders, so that's okay. Okay. I think I want to test this level on the 5 minutes first, but we'll see. Okay, reject a little bit. So, will I do the test now, or will I just blast it? This is also a good place to just reject and go lower, but this move looks quite convincing, to be honest. I don't think this candle close was by coincidence. I think it was someone wanted it to not close down here. Because when you ignore the wick, it's a high-low. So let's see. These moves are quite big, by the way. I think from down here. Okay, how do I do this? I never do this. Is it shift? Oh, I don't want to click on that. So, yeah, 15%. It's quite decent. And from my reshort and down to here, 8%. So it's quite insane. Okay, they did a nice close. It didn't close above here. So let's see. Did we get the pullback, or was this super low time frame move the only thing we got? Of course, they could go. Oh, if they go above here, they probably want to hold here. Retests. Can I get it now? I'm already long. I got this ad, so I'm quite happy with that. So if they go up now and take up my shorts, that's actually okay. Getting stopped in profit is in when I'm scalping like this, in the end, one of them must get stopped anyway, so. Okay. So the main area to gain now is up here, and then they should try to hold this area, and they must hold this area if they go up here, because if they go up here again and then lose it again, it's even worse. And then they are, have already done the retracement and test, so it open up for more down. Nice with the test up here and the rejection is that if they do that and go down and then gain it, it's even more likely to hold here after. But let's see. Can we get some test down here? It would be super great price action wise. This area makes completely sense too, because this is the low I wanted, and it makes sense because of the candle before. So this is a very nice place to test, but this is okay too. This is a more important level, but and now that they did the failure already, the failure to lose the level, now it's actually okay to test it again. When we first went down, I didn't want to test this because it was a double bottom, more or less. But after losing it, it's okay to test it as support again. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now they really need to start gaining this. Is this level a thing over here? Yeah, this zone at least is well respected. Not so much over here. Or at least, yeah, okay. It's this. So, what will they do? They don't need to test this, but it will be quite nice. Okay, they're trying to achieve. This one didn't give a nice setup for a new long, like the ones I like, but okay, it might still do it. And I already got my ad, so that's okay. If they go up here, this zone makes sense. It's also this and this failure zone. So I want to hold this, again, this high low of this. So this is the area to gain now, and if they do that, and if they start closing above this range, I expect higher. But they can do just a failure again of the same zone, of this zone, or even this zone, because this test was right after. Yeah, okay, this test could be the test of this again. So if they go up here, might try it now. If they test this again now, the mid zone, and go up here, I think they will go higher. Let's see, should we wait for this? How long has I been? Okay, I have been recording for 55 minutes. Oh wow. Okay. Oh, are they just going slightly above and just holding it right there? That would be great for longs. I still like it better if I went down here first and then gain it. It would look so much nicer, and to make me look very good. Okay, let's give it 2 minutes. So what is Bitcoin doing while we are waiting? Let's see. I'm gonna check it on different. Okay, yeah, it just tested. Okay, it tested below 11.6. Okay, that's quite interesting. There is some nice levels at. Okay, maybe I should show it. Oh, that will be my main chart. I don't want to show that one. But there are some nice levels in this. Just check XBT USD. There is some nice. There are some nice levels just in this 11,550 zone. They don't want to close below 11,650, I think. And we also already gave a nice, I did a super small short in 12,050 zone. So Bitcoin is interesting, and it will also impact Link as it's a USDT pair. Okay, it looks like this is taking too long. So to recap, want to gain above here, maybe go up in this range and try to hold it on the retrace. Then it's good for longs. If we start closing below this area, we can hold a higher low, but it's more likely that they will dump below. And if you don't have a long, just wait for a setup like this. This one is more beautiful, and it's a little bit more time between. So these are the setups you want. They are very nice, and you can have a nice tight stop loss. So this is the perfect type of setup. Okay. Yeah, I think this was a nice recap, and I hope this can help someone, and have a nice evening.